Hi everyone, it's Fitz with your daily delivery. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to a new week of Kansas State sports. Although last week was really slow, we had some headlines, and we're going to have some basketball games this week and return to some normalcy of regular sports action at Kansas State. But today, I wanted to kind of slow down and mention something that's often in the comments of these videos and kind of straighten it out and figure out so that everyone can figure out exactly what's going on here with the transfer portal and the NIL. First, I need to remind you to subscribe to this YouTube channel, hit the thumbs up, and leave those comments. Appreciate it very much as we continue to blast forward with your support. Look, as impacting college sports, the NIL and transfer portal put together name, image, and likeness ability of players to earn money for their name, image, likeness, and the transfer portal in which players can just hop in the portal during certain times of the year and go to a new program. No sitting out anymore. You can take money. It's totally opposite of what college sports were just a few years ago. And I agree, the way it's played out sucks. But this wasn't done by choice. Some of you keep commenting, I hate this. Why do we have to have this? Because all of this is court ordered. There have been lawsuits filed, and judges have decided that student athletes should own their name, image, and likeness, and I agree 100%, so they can make money off of that. And I also agree that players shouldn't be held to a higher standard in terms of transferring than coaches. Coaches can break contracts and go to other schools. Players in the past couldn't even go to another school, and there was no contract. So I'm glad both of those were straightened out. And the problem wasn't that the courts ruled this. I think they were good rulings. I just think the problem was, again, the NCAA. And I've said this often. The NCAA just lost a couple court cases. They've lost the House settlement now. It wasn't going their way, so they settled it out. And that will cost athletic departments like Kansas State about $21.5 million a year in revenue sharing with student athletes. And that plan will be announced. In fact, Kansas State Athletics Director Gene Taylor outlined that in his latest edition of Ask the AD with Brian Smoller. And that was interesting, what percentage is going to football, men's basketball, women's basketball. And he said all sports will have some form, a fraction of this profit sharing. But the profits, for the most part, will go to the sports that are bringing in the most revenue, which are, of course, football leading the way, men's basketball, and then women's basketball. So we'll see how that all plays out. But he did say something really interesting, is that the NIL will be enforced back to what it's supposed to be, actually earning money off of your name, image, or likeness, being the spokesperson for a car company, sponsoring some big event. And the NCAA is going to measure actual value against this. Are you being overpaid? Is it $1 million just to show up to one children's birthday party? That so much of that's been going on now, and now they're going to try to enforce some form of reality because the NCAA still believes you can't be paid simply to play. They just stopped enforcing it. So now they get to slow down, and maybe the profit sharing will slow some of this down, but we know that now that this genie has been let out of the bottle, some programs won't want to put it back in. And even if you tell them the NIL is going to be enforced this way, they're going to keep doing it their way and challenge the NCAA's authority. Now it's up to the NCAA to stand up to its own membership and say, these are the rules upon which you voted, and these are the rules we are going to punish you with because you are paying players to play, not for the NIL. We'll see how it all pans out, but the courts made this happen, and the NCAA just poured gasoline on it by not paying attention to the ramifications because they didn't get their way.